How are you? Oh, it's a little weird without the chat on screen. Hi, 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 hi. Whoa, a random Ophelia appears. I'm here. Our stream elements appears to be down. I'm not sure what's going on there, so we're not going to see chat on screen today, unfortunately. It also means my alerts aren't going to work, which is sad. Hello, hello, hello. Hello from your friendly evil birds. Ophelia, I'm almost at the beach. I hope you have a great time. Daniel's here, Unimportant's here, Siux, Donut, Squonk, Chris, Michael, Undead, hello, 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 hello. At least you can see what we're chatting about. Yeah, I have the YouTube chat open. I should switch it over to live chat, not top. I don't know why they do that. I prefer to see everybody. Did you get the pretzels? I think my pretzels might be stale. I wasn't gonna risk it today, so I have goldfish crackers instead. Hello, hello. It is Feely for Thursday. Totally not looking at, is that Yishuan? I don't keep up, I think you said Zenless. I don't keep up with Zenless very much, so I don't know. Is that an innuendo? Is what an innuendo? I'm talking so fast, I'm not registering the words I'm saying. Hello, how is everybody? Oh, big stretch. Stale pretzels? No, I don't think so. Just literally, I bought them a while ago. My model tracking looks a little weird today. I don't know what's going on. I say as I literally have pretzels right next to me. Hell yeah, eat those pretzels. Eat them in my honor. Soak the pretzels in tea? That sounds horrible. No. No, the only thing I dip in tea are like shortbread. I do not want pretzels in my tea, thank you. I'm so tempted to drink this, but I know it's too hot. I have an electric kettle and it will boil the water way too hot if you let it go until it turns itself off. And I usually catch it, but I was busy setting up today, so it took it to the maximum temperature, which is definitively too hot. Does shortbread imply the existence of tall bread? I would imagine the short comes from shortening, but I don't know. There's probably some cool etymology in there. Somebody go to Wikipedia. Guess who got a console that's older than them? What console? Been building up my village in Rune Factory. Fun, fun. Not too hot for black tea. I mean, I am. Yeah, I have, I think it's just Earl Grey today. I just put it in, but I have ADHD, so I forget. It's just Earl Grey tea, but way too hot. We won't tell you. Nice, 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 nice. Was it you who was looking for a Wii last time we talked? It do be hot though, yes. It is hot outside here too. I think it said it was like in the 80s. I turned on my fan. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. 80s, I want to say, I'm not sure what that is in Celsius. I want to say it's around 30, but I'm not confident. I never remember the Celsius conversions. I could look it up. I do have my phone right here. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. How are you guys? Since we last spoke, we have hit 5,000 subscribers, which is exciting. Oh my gosh. 20 Celsius is 68. I almost said 69. Oh, I deserve that. It's only 84 Fahrenheit where I'm at, so not too bad for being in Central Cali. That's fair. That's fair. The chat auto completes the conversion? Really? Interesting. Happy 5K, thank you! Cordelia ASMR, yes, yes! I'm gonna have to do some research. I don't remember all the details about her. I was surprised by, like, she is always getting, like, people are always, every few videos mentioning her. There's a lot of support for her behind her. I didn't realize that. What is the conversion, please? F2C. Will that work? It will. If you just type F to C into Google, it'll tell you. 80. Oh, okay. It says it's 26.5 degrees Celsius. So I was a little off. Then what is 30 Celsius? It's 86 Fahrenheit. Okay, so somewhere between 25 to 30 Celsius is where I'm at right now. I always forget, because Celsius is such big increments that like 1 degree Celsius makes a huge difference, whereas here, like, if you're sensitive to temperature like I am, you can feel the difference between 1 degree and another, but generally not really. It's more like we think of it in like 5-degree differences. Anyone who uses Fahrenheit, sorry, I don't speak. Does it say oil? I cannot read. Let's see. It's 87 where I am. Definitely not stepping outside. Yeah, that's gross. It's gross. About to head into Walmart, but I'll be back. Stay safe. You too. Have fun. Now we just need that Hubert ASMR. I gave you all the option. Y'all chose rationality instead of Hubert. Oil, yes. Okay, thank you. I'm not very good at reading. My brain is so scattered all over the place. I don't know if anybody except for me cares about this, but so The Sims. Every few months they release like an expansion pack, and they just announced and released a trailer for the expansion pack today, and it's fairy themed and nature themed, and I'm excited. So that's kind of where my brain is at right now. 5K and new Sims back. But it won't come out until like mid-July. Yes, Hubert is a Three Houses guy. He's a spoopy guy. I don't know if we'll see very much of him since we're on Blue Lion's route. I don't feel like you interact with him too much. Although we did leave off right on the edge. We were about to start a plot battle, which means after that we'll go to the monastery, and he might be hanging around, so we might be able to point him out for you when we get there, Lillian. Welcome in. How are you? I don't think we said hi to you yet. Hello, hello, hello. I'm marching in 90-degree Fahrenheit weather. Oh, training for National Guard switch. That's rough. That's rough. I don't like it when it's more than like 78 degrees. Then it starts getting yucky. Hubert is Birdie's husband. Depends on who you ask, but I can support that. I can support that. Super hot here. I haven't been outside today, but my like web browser's home screen just kind of like puts you like weather where you're at, like up in the upper corner, and I saw it as I was setting up stream, and I was like, oh, gross. I forgot to bring the trash cans in. Oops. Maybe it'll be cooler after stream when I go to get them. It's like 85 Fahrenheit here. Ew, that's gross. And I had to walk outside. Oh no, I'm so sorry. No, he's mine. She can't have him. Super hot, super hot. It is summer, I suppose. I don't know about where you guys are, but I think like July and August are usually the hotter months. June it starts to get hot. Technically speaking, I learned this recently that in other countries, like when you officially declare the start of the season is different. I don't remember if I brought this up or not. I learned this like this year. I might have brought it up around the time when we transitioned into spring. But I have a friend in Ireland who was saying that their seasons officially start like a month before ours. So like spring, they consider it starting in February, whereas we say like March 21st is the start of spring. So I used to think that it was just like everybody in the Northern Hemisphere agreed, but apparently not. But in America, we declare the first day of summer to be June 21st, I think. I think that's what it says on my calendar. Some months it's at least like the 20th, some months it's the 21st, but I believe it is June 21st. So technically it's not summer yet, but if you go outside, it's summer. Come on. But it's gonna get hotter. Gross. It's supposed to hit 94 later in the day for me. Oh, yucky. Difference is the latitude. Rome is at the same latitude as New York. Interesting. I always think of... That's interesting. I've been to Rome in the summer and it was hot. I always think of like the northern US states as being, I guess, higher up than they are. Like when I try to mentally compare them to the locations in Europe. Interesting, because Rome was hot. Rome was yucky in the summer. Rome was fun. I enjoyed Rome. But ooh, that July heat was awful. Although, you know, I think the Mediterranean has a lot of humidity. I'm not sure what it's like in New York. Like in terms of humidity and such. I imagine New York City probably is pretty humid too because it's like surrounded by water. I don't know. Southern California is basically North Africa. Really? Oh wow. Europe is a case of exactly what you'd expect if a season will happen. So you have all 4 seasons, is that what you're saying? So like in the summer it is hot, in the winter it is cold. Yeah, the US is very varied. NYC is a swamp in the summer. Gross. Link says, hello Links. A family member of mine went to the Philippines in December and every picture he took he was so sweaty. Oh god, I can't imagine the summer then. Philippines is still northern hemisphere, right? So it was winter there too. Autumn is rainy, spring is so many pollen. Yeah, I live in an area where we get, I would say we get all 4 seasons. Some parts of the US, you only get like half of them because you're like low enough or high enough that the temperature doesn't really shift that much throughout the year. Like it doesn't really snow in Florida as far as I'm aware, especially not southern Florida. So they don't really feel winter the way we feel winter. Over here, seasons quote unquote change at the beginning of the months. Does March really start and people don't call it spring until the 21st there? Yeah, so the way our seasons work, we line them up with like the equinoxes and the solstices and stuff. So we say like, okay, it's officially, I forget which one is which. I think equinoxes fall in spring. So we'll say like, okay, it's officially the equinox, you know, it's the most balanced day of this half of the year. Therefore, we have started autumn. But colloquially, like that's the official start. But colloquially, like people think of autumn as based on like what the weather is. Especially autumn is when we go back to school. So depending on if you start school like in late August, you might even start, people joke like pumpkin spice season starts at the end of August. It's because we associate it with back to school and we associate back to school with autumn. But if you ask someone on like September 12th, you know, what season is it? They'd probably be inclined to say it was autumn. If they want to be a stickler for the rule, they'd be like, well, technically it's not going to be autumn until next week, but feelings wise, we all kind of think of it as fall. However, in most of the places that I have lived in the US, February does not feel like spring. It doesn't feel like spring until mid to late March. Early March is often still cold. And we associate spring as being a little bit warmer. So generally most people probably would agree that spring doesn't start, at least in the areas that I have lived, spring doesn't start until like halfway through March. But like winter officially starts on, I think it's the solstice, which is like the 21st of December. However, we all associate winter with Christmas, and we start Christmas December 1st, basically. So as soon as it's December, it's winter. Even though officially, it's not. Americans are weird. I don't know how they do it in Canada. I would be curious. I don't know if I have any Canadian viewers in chat. Y'all have never claimed yourselves, as far as I remember. I would be curious if they do it the same way. US is on fire in so many more ways than one, but it's all I'll say. Yeah, that's fair. Philippines is southern. Is it southern hemisphere? Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. It's so hot in Italy. I was there once and I still melt remembering it. Yeah, I went to Italy in the summer and it was melting. March is Roman. It's when the armies gather to march on Gaul. Interesting. Once school starts, it's no longer summer. That's the thing, right? Like, culturally, there are cultural seasons and there are official seasons and there are weather seasons, right? Like, summer break means summer has started. A lot of people get out of school late May, but officially, May is still spring. Oh my god, Feely, a week and a half ago I went to a local anime con, that's fun, and I got to meet Mara Junot, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce names, aka the voice of Lisa from Genshin. She was such a sweetheart, and I got an autographed Lisa print, that's so fun! And that's true, and in Japan, school starts in April, yeah. And then they have a summer break. I remember I learned this from anime, so don't call me on it. They have a summer break, so it's like they have their first spring semester and then they take time off. They take a summer break and then they go back to school. Interesting. Fascinating. I kind of like the idea of starting your school year in the spring because it's kind of like the start of the season cycle. Taking a break in the middle of summer anyway, though, makes it really weird to me. Like, we end our school year with summer, which is hilarious because it happens in the middle of the year, but that's why, you know, in America, the school year is like the end of the year into the start of the next year, which is confusing, but dropping in to say hi. Hi, Hana! Sorry, I have a goldfish in my mouth. Goldfish cracker, to be clear. We have, I don't know if they're all over the place, but it's a cheese cracker. It's shaped like a fish. Dropping in to say hi. Been playing Three Houses in class due to not having finals. I just got through chapter 9. I don't remember what numbers correlate to what chapters, but that's pretty far along. Nice. I hope you're having fun. We got out of school at the end of June, which feels pretty homophobic. Happy Pride, by the way. Happy Pride! That is homophobic. Someone important to me has a June birthday, and it was always interesting to see whether or not it would be during school. Don't a lot of Asian countries treat what we'd call semesters as like full school years? I feel like I saw that somewhere. I don't know. So you're saying that their school year is like 3 or 4 months long? I don't know. I don't know a lot about Asian schools outside of like what I've learned about Japanese high school from anime. I don't know. Someone weigh in if you know anything. I've been tempted to go back to Three Hopes since it runs much better on Switch 2, does it? That's good to know. I do not have a Switch 2 and probably won't be getting one for a long time. I gotta save up for my Sims addiction, of course. That makes sense, though. I kind of wonder... So I don't know how it works. Like, can you play... If you have a cartridge for an original Switch game, can you... Yeah, and my PS5, yes! I need that. If you have a cartridge for a regular Switch game, can you stick that into the Switch 2 and it'll run, or no? How does that work? Or is it only some of them? Oh, excuse me. It's backwards compatible. You can, but you need to transfer data. Okay. So then I would be curious to know if that lag glitch thing that happens in the monastery of Garreg-Mach in Three Houses, where as you're running across the bridge going to the cathedral, the like gate freezes, you know what I mean? I'd be curious if that's still happening on Switch 2, since apparently it has stronger processing power. I'd also be curious about Animal Crossing island lag. I've heard people mentioning that, where if you really, really decorate your Animal Crossing island, the game can't handle it. And so certain parts of the area, especially if they're like really densely populated with objects and stuff, your character will start lagging, like very slowly walking, and it makes navigation annoying. I'd be curious how it handles that. My sister and I also met the VA for Mercedes as well. I forgot to mention. That's fun. I'm so glad. It always sounds like you guys are having so much fun. Like, people have so much fun at anime cons. I'm jealous. Three Houses loads way quicker, but no updates yet. Interesting, interesting. New system has new bugs. No way. I don't know about Three Houses, but Animal Crossing loads pretty fast, apparently. Good to know, good to know. One day I might upgrade. More likely, more likely a game Birdie really wants will come out, and then she'll buy a Switch too, and then I'll just watch her use it. That seems the most likely. I've only been to one so far. I've only been to one anime convention in my whole life, but it was so fun and I miss it and I want to go back. This was ages ago to like a teeny tiny local con, so like I can't even tell you the name of it without doxing myself, but it was fun. And I miss it. I got to meet Allegra Clark at my one convention. That was worth it, I bet. Same. I went to see Emmy Lowe and Elizabeth Maxwell again. Nice, 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 nice. I think I went to my con because a cosplayer I really liked, I found out, was somewhat local to my region and was going to be at that con, and I think that's why I went there, to see their panel. Get a Wii instead. I got mine for the price of a Switch game with Wii Emote, Nunchuck Sensor Bar, and Wii Sports. Nice, nice, nice. We have a Wii. We don't, unfortunately, have the one with the GameCube ports, but we do have a Wii. I have Zack and Wiki, and I have Knights. Obscure games I bought for like $1 at a knockoff Blockbuster. Does anybody know either of those games? Zack and Wiki is Capcom, and Knights is what's the it's Sega. Yeah, I was like, it's made by Sonic Team specifically. Lots of fun. There might be a second one, I don't know, but the controls are so Wii era. Very Wii era. There's this one part that used to infuriate me as a child. I could not get past it, and as an adult I have tried and I still can't get past it, and it's because of the controls. It's a time trial race thing and it's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Only played the Saturn version though. I wonder if that plays better. Yeah, I only found it, like I said, I found it in like a bargain bin somewhere. It's so cool though. It's for those who don't know what Knights is, it's it's like literally a fever dream. How do I explain this? Imagine like Sonic characters, except they have like longer proportions, like human proportions in their bodies, but there's like 2 jester characters and then there's human characters. I'm not explaining this well. It's like the human characters are these kids and they have stressors going on in their lives, and so then they start having nightmares and then they end up in the dream world. And Knights is the titular character who's supposed to like help them, you know, work through it, but then there's like a basically evil version of Knights, more or less, who is like in charge of all the nightmares and wreaking havoc on everything. But there's a lot of like flying and like little like Chow Chow type characters and stuff, and it's like really cute. It's it's a weird game. Evil Knight's Days. I think his name's like Regalia or something. They're like jester themed. I don't know. It's also like, the name is stylized very specifically. I remember this. It's like this. I typed it in the chat. All capitals except like lowercase I or something like that. You can look it up. I don't know. There's something about its aesthetic that's like cute in a like very slightly off-putting kind of way, which is my vibe. I'm a Furby lover, so I don't know if that contextualizes my taste in things. I like Furbies. I like the practical effects of like 80s movies, like Neverending Story and stuff with like the puppets and such. I like those kinds of things, and I feel like it's maybe mildly adjacent. At least you didn't say furry. I mean, I have fox ears and a tail. Where's the line? At what point do we reach the line? People give furries a lot of shit that I don't think they deserve. Some of them do. Most of them don't. The Wii version probably looks better than the Saturn version. It might, but does it play better? I don't know. The motion controls on that game are a nightmare. What's wrong with furries, Chris? Yes, exactly. Isn't that more kitsune neko than furry? It is. I'm a kitsune, but see, the thing is, I guess when there's fur on your arms and legs, yeah, like at what point does it become, I had this conversation about, do I want to say this? Okay, I can say this. I'm sure I've said this before. What is the line between being into werewolves, like in a monster fucker way, and being a furry? Where's the overlap? Someone tell me. I feel like there are a lot of things that is like borderline. There's like a Venn diagram of people, right? I think we'd call Feely's design anthro. I think anthro is just another word for furry, actually. No judgment, I got a friend who's a furry and one who's a scaly. No, I have nothing against furries. Furries are welcome here. All are welcome here. It's Pride Month, damn it. Did Neverending Story really need breasts on statues? Source of some confused feelings. I don't quite remember everything about it. I mostly remember the dog. The dog dragon. Who looks like that one Pokemon. Or I suppose I should say that one Pokemon looks like him. I don't remember the name of it though, so I'm just... We're really ADHDing today. It's a circle, the Venn diagram. What's the difference between archaeology and grave robbery? An excellent question. Google does have furry scales, does it? I did not see this conversation going this way. Well, you can never truly predict what a Feely conversation is gonna be. Drampa! That's it. Drampa, my beloved. Yeah, that one. I knew somebody would know. Suspiciously wealthy furries. Nothing to add to this. All I'm saying is love your neighbor like yourself, right? A stream could go any direction, truly, truly. Am I stalling because I don't want to play the sad chapter? Maybe. It's gonna take such an emotional turn as soon as we get into game, guys. I don't know if you are prepared for what is gonna happen today. Oh boy. Did my Switch fall asleep? No, it's just on the main screen. You mentioned a Gen 7 Pokemon and I will tell you how to find it without issue. I never remember which gen is what. Like, would you bang a vampire too? No, probably a furry. If you don't do it now, you gotta do it later. Sad chapter, what could possibly go wrong? I know, it's gonna be perfectly, nothing bad will ever happen at all. Everything's fine. Yeah, no, so, like, I feel like to talk about My monster fucker Venn diagram. Like there are definitely people who are into, you know, like dragons and werewolves, but also like vampires and fae and stuff. And so like they overlap into the furry side, right? But then would they be cool with like just a full-on cat furry? Like he's not a werecat, he's just a cat all the time and he's furry. That's a question they have to ask themselves, and that will determine whether they go on the left side of the Venn diagram or the middle. Nosferatu is a festering corpse. Still bangs if they roast up. Gross. That is a gross description. I am as close to a vampire as a person gets without going emo. What does that make me then? I would, yeah. Daniel knows what Daniel is about. Would you call a cat furry a monster? That is an excellent question. At what point? At what point do they cease to be a furry and become a monster? Or can they be both? I feel like they can be both. I suppose another aspect of the werewolf debate is what kind of werewolf are we talking about? Men mostly and women who can murder me. That is so valid. That is such a good taste. Excellent taste. Excellent taste. I love that for you. Happy Pride Month. Oh, I really don't want to play this chapter. Damn, I applaud. Know what you're about. And be proud of it. In all seriousness, like, all of you are welcome here, regardless of your orientation, your identity, what you look like now, what you were born as, any of that. I love you, and you are welcome here, and you are safe here, and if anybody says otherwise, they will get kicked out, because we're not doing that shit. Is Squonk a furry or a monster? Only you can answer that. This is making me remember the bear romance ending in Baldur's Gate 3. I can fix her versus she can make me worse. We love a character we can make worse. Feely, if you don't do it now, future you has to. I know. Play the chapter, you'll have to play Bloodborne. Nobody wants to watch me play one of those games. That would not be entertaining for anyone. I would not have fun. And I would not get far. And it would just be stressful for everybody. Man or bear, why choose? Wonderful. Bloodborne for 5K celebration. No, don't do this to me. I don't even own any of those games. It would not be fun. I feel like if I was gonna play any of them, I would probably play like Elden Ring, but I wouldn't be good at it and I would die a lot and everyone would be annoyed. It'll be entertaining for us. No Bloodborne, I don't want spoilers. Feely versus Lady Maria is a battle for the ages, and I don't know anything about it, so I don't know. You guys are gonna have to weigh in on that. I don't know what that means. Why don't we play a game I actually know? Oh god. Yes, 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 hello. Bum bum bum. Yay, I can now recruit Happy! Yeah, a couple hours ago I was like speed running another chapter of the DLC. So now we have Happy, which is good. Because we're running out of time to get the kids. Run. And we did all of our battle prep and everything, so we're just like full on ready to just start. The volume should be good because we adjusted it last stream, but let me know. Excuse me. Let me know if I need to change it. Okay, what are we looking at? I need a refresher. I won't move anything or anything because I did all my setup, but quickly grab the basement children. Yes. I think we have like 2 months left, maybe. to get them. And so I didn't finish the DLC, but I got far enough to get Happy. So we should be able to recruit her this stream, I think, when we go back to the monastery. And then that'll let us do the, I believe it's Balthus and Happy have a paralogue, which I don't want to miss because that's what goes away in the second month. I'm nervous. Okay, so we have to rescue these guys and we've got Crespis everywhere. And they're actually called Crespis in this game. And there's a chest over there, which is why Ash is over here. Cool, 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 cool. And I put Ferdy on the field, right? Yes, so we have our dancer. Just a bunch of beasts. What could go wrong? Oh boy. Okay. I can't stall any longer. Ophelia, I'm back. Welcome back. You're here just in time. I put it off for as long as I could, but it is time. Here we go. Rout the enemy. Don't let Geralt fall.
There really are demonic beasts here. They're emerging from the chapel.
Nothing ever goes wrong in Three Houses. This can only mean good things. Oh boy. Put the dancer outfit on Ferdinand. He's on it. He's got it on. He's wearing it.
I'll head that way. The rest of you, protect the students who weren't able to get away.
Help me! These beasts, they're...
Somebody help me!
I'm working on
You
it.
stupid beasts! Don't you dare come over here!
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, you're telling him to do it. Put on your outfit, Birdie. Here he is, in all his glory. Love to see it. Surrounded by a triangle of battalion men. Cute. Now, if only we had Lawrence's cannon fodder. Nope, this isn't Golden Deer. Okay, we're little zoomed in here. I know that I want to get our most mobile units out this way. Is this a ballista? Yes. So we need a bowman there. It's a D or higher, right? What do you have? Where will it show it to me? Down there. He's got E. Is Ash the only one? Mercy? It might just be Ash who can use that. Unfortunate because the chest is over here. Oh well. What do I have? No. Because I know some of us have like a random amount from just like taking classes, right? But I think Ash is probably the only one who can use that. Yeah. Woof 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 woof. Ferdinand in his dancer outfit. Maybe he can dance Ash over to the ballista. I think by the time we get to use this, if at all, it's gonna be too late for that to be helpful. Oh well. Okay. I guess
What should I do?
you should head this way. The sooner you can defend them, the better. The faster. Yes, that's what sooner means, Feely.
I'll cut through.
You can go heading up this way because I want to get towards the students in the back. I might have Ingrid take up just like the straight front line and see who needs help because there's two here, so it's kind of weighted against this poor guy. Versus she's got a bit more cover, she just has to deal with this thing. And of course, my capture card is freaking out. Do you mind? Oh my god, I am so sorry. I really should replace it. Please, cooperate with me. You can dance if you want to, you can leave your friends behind, because your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, they're no friends of mine. Would you, please? Okay, hold on. This is ridiculous. Feely should keep better equipment. Oh, it broke. That's nice. Okay, hold on. Okay. 1 minute. Sorry, I have to bring us over here so that way I can fix it. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, did it fix itself? Are you working now? It fixed itself. It just decided to fix itself. Okay, sure. Why not? Pretty dancer outfit killed your capture card. I guess so. It is very hot. Like, I just touched it to shift its position, and it is very hot. Which is sad, but, you know, it was 12 bucks. So you get what you paid for. I wonder if that's why it freaks out. Like, it overheats? I don't know. I've never really investigated much. It's done this pretty much the whole time I've had it, though, so...
Here goes.
I really should get a new one. But, as established, money. Group Flames honestly might be the starting move here. Yeah! Capture card is being tsundere. I think it's just being a brat. Can he still hit me? Is he still gonna hit me? He's thinking about it. Felix doesn't. Do you have range? You should have. Oh right, you have the 11 sword. Yeah, smash him. Nice. I'm sobbing. I just drove past a place called Fat Daddy's Arcade. I wonder if they have like barbecue or something. That sounds like a barbecue place. Those two aren't really my idea of a front line, but maybe
Ready.
maybe Ingrid can help. Here, let's see. Kind of want to try to hit this though, because I want to break him. Because then you get. Oh, nice, Ingrid! Hell yeah! Let's go, Inga. Felix is all you need. I know. My Arlecchino plush is too innocent and baby for this. Friend, I hate to break it to you. Arlecchino is decidedly not either of those things.
I'm on it.
I guess I'll send Celine this way. Does he have... I'm pretty sure I put a battalion on everybody. What do you have? Group lance attack. It literally doesn't matter which square I hit with that.
Gotcha.
Yes, she is. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that lady has murdered people. I don't think that counts as innocent. Justified, maybe. Innocent? We should bear in mind.
I am Ferdinand
range,
von Eyre.
actually. Why don't you help to do? Oh, for a second, the coloration of his robes there, I think it's the shading, but for a second it looked like he had like crazy pit stains. I was like, wow, I know it's hot out, but dude. Fascinating. What do you have? Is it a straight line? It's a straight line. Hell yeah. Yeah!
Let's do it. Now.
Charge! Excellent. Arlecchino's anything but baby. Indeed. She's in fact father. Okay, we got 2 more hits on that, unless it regenerates. I never remember like how you can tell if
give it my all.
that. They just kind of do it to me. Which sucks. I feel like between these two and Ferdinand, they kind of have this. So I might just head up the middle. Or Dimitri's gonna be on his own, actually. I should probably bank right to help him out. Mercy should stay in the middle.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's why. Do you see this shit? Hold on. Do you see her? That green on the field right now? That's Mercedes's heal range. Insane. Absolute monster. Does anybody need it while we're here? I don't think so. I don't want to waste. How is Ferdinand already hurt? Wait, hold on. How is Ferdinand already hurt? What does he have on him? Ferdinand? Did I get, is it this? This weapon. Does it... What is... Does this deal damage every turn on him? Like, why is he hurt already? Am I stupid? Ferdy is baby. He has no armor except those dancing robes, but nobody hit him, right? Like he's down 1 hit point. He dropped 1 hit point. What is that about? Also, I don't think he has a crest to use the scythe. Does he need a crest? A specific crest for that? I don't know. I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, Annie! Yeah. I forgot Annie loves to crit. So yeah, no, you're right. Her and Felix are the front line, actually. He tripped and fell over while dancing. The scythe giveth and the scythe taketh away, I think. But he didn't use it. Does it happen even if he doesn't? Ooh.
The demonic beasts were actually students. How can this be?
It's gotta be something in this kit, yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that more. Because that's not very helpful. Which may be why I often don't use that weapon.
Beast. There's a stone or something on its forehead.
Oh, hello. Where are you? I didn't see her anywhere. Did you see her anywhere? She's not one of the students, right? Because it would be named. That's the lady who's, like, too chummy with Edelgard, right? Okay, then. I don't know that I broke that one, though, which is unfortunate. We're gonna look at Ferdinand. Where are you? Okay, what's your deal? What is this? A sickle of impossible resilience. This weapon was crafted using forgotten knowledge. Might 1, range 1. It doesn't say anything about causing damage. Does he have a skill or something? His avoidance is up when he's at full HP, but he's not. He can dance if he wants to. His avoidance with lances are great. Doesn't say anything. Well, let's see. He's at 39 of 40. So after he dances, if he drops another one, then it has to be that sickle, right? I'm gonna just break this guy real quick. Sure, Killer Lance, why not? That's fun. Really, Sylvain? A 43 crit? And you didn't do it twice? My useless husband. There we go. That's what I wanted. Because we need that for our heroes relics. I do remember that those are broken. Probably needs me to stay here, actually. So I will stay here for him. You don't need to use your short axe. Okay, never mind. He did not need me to stay here. He can just use his mace. Sylvain is crying now. That's a big ass shield.
Thank you, but my friends who couldn't get away, are they okay?
I don't know. You're the first one I saved, dude. Okay, let's see. 39. Put him here. Dance for to-do. Does his little dance. It's not even equipped. He has the javelin equipped right now. Okay. He's still 39. What the heck? I'm not crazy, right? Did he start the battle with 39 health? Can you do that? I'm so confused. Okay. Everybody else started with full health. What the heck? I still feel like it's probably that sickle, but like, what? Alright, you're gonna charge up here to help them out with this. And I'll send Ingrid to join you. She can stay up on the wall though. Oh, she can hit from here. Yeah, short spear. Do it! And also dodge, please. Oh, she didn't. Tragic. She's okay though. I'll be frank, I got no clue. Like, right? Like, what? Hello? He didn't get hit. I don't remember him getting hit. I don't know. That's as far as she can reach. I'll just keep Felix next to her. He'll help her. Is that everybody? I think so. Mercy will stay in the middle until somebody needs her. I still don't think anybody's really... Well, I think Ingrid will be okay for this turn, so I'll wait on that. I gotta wait for an hour until my room at the beach is open. Oh no! Can you like walk around, like do some window shopping or something? Like on the boardwalk? If there is one. I don't know what kind of beach you're at. It's a bug in the Switch, so you buy the Switch too. I was willing to believe you for a second there. No? Oh. Well, you can watch stream. That's something to do. Hang in there. Yeah! Kill! Nice. I already went at Walmart. I've walked enough. How much walking did you do at Walmart? Walmarts aren't that big. Well, I suppose I don't know if you have any like mobility issues or anything. 40 minutes. I don't know. I like window shopping. It's fun for me. I was trying to explain this to someone who really hates it, and I was like, for me, it's the dopamine hit of getting to look at something new and shiny. I do have to resist the impulse to buy said shiny new thing, but like I love walking around the mall and just like looking at stuff. Healing staff. What does that do? A staff that increases the effectiveness of magical healing. I feel like I already have something like this on Mercedes right now. But she's also right next to Byleth, so if I send that to the convoy, it's not that big a deal. Hiccups. What does she have? Yeah, she literally has the healing stuff on. Okay. Well, now I have a backup one. I can give it to Flane, I guess. That's me walking from and to work. Total, like it's a 20-minute walk and altogether it's 40 minutes? Or you walk 40 minutes every day? Because that's intense. That's an intense walk. Online window shopping at Fire Emblem merch, I need all of it. No, online shopping is dangerous for me. Something about that just like click and put it in your cart and then click a button and then you get it. I don't process like that's money feeling. I have to be very careful online shopping. If you go shopping, don't just stare at the window. No, I like walking around and like looking at all the cool stuff. It's good to do in the mall for me because mall prices are really high, so I can't, even just one item, I can't impulse buy because I look at it and it's like $60 for like a handbag or something. Like a, not like a fancy handbag, I'm talking like, I don't know, like a Lilo and Stitch handbag and it's like $60 and I'm like, oh, I can't be spending that kind of money on this. So then I don't buy anything, but I get to look at cool stuff. Easy peasy. How far can you reach? You can still get to him, and he's not as fast as Sylvain, so I'm gonna dance it again. 22 and 20 away. Okay, that's more doable. I can go shopping the whole day and love it. Yeah. Many of my friends are exactly like you, and I sometimes have to physically drag them away because I know you're too poor right now. Yeah. It's bittersweet, but it's also fun. Move up here. He's actually faster than Sylvain right now because of the dancing. That's okay, he can help. Bring you around this way. That bush really is slowing you down, huh, bud? That's okay. You can take out this side. Especially for boots. Boots are fun. I find shoe shopping a little bit more boring than like trinket shopping.
Experience beats growth.
Oh, I forgot she was there. Flame jump scare. Hello. Okay, how but the stream is finally not lagging. Well, you're somewhere different from usual, right? Because you're visiting the beach. No, you can stay there actually. So maybe it's the Wi-Fi of wherever you are. Or maybe you're on data right now and you're normally on Wi-Fi or something like that. So hard to say no to Dorothea merch though. Yeah. I find like fanzines and stuff really hard to resist. I'll bring you over here. Where is Gerald going, actually? Like he's just like straight up charged forward, but did he actually attack anything? Or is he just like beelining? What is that about? Did you guys see, it's, gosh, I mix up all of the names. Dead by Daylight is the multiplayer one where someone's a killer and everybody else is a survivor, right? Somebody correct me. I think that's it. Cause Until Dawn is the is the precursor to the Quarry, right? And then Dead by Daylight is the multiplayer. Their names are similar in my head. Whatever the multiplayer survival horror game is, they are adding, yes, Dead by Daylight is multiplayer. Okay, thank you. They're adding Witcher skins to it. Did you guys see that? I say this because Geralt and Geralt are the same name and they cross wires in my head. I think in anticipation of the new like Witcher stuff that's coming out, they're doing like some kind of collab. Not to be confused with Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn. And Left 4 Dead. Not to be confused with Left 4 Dead, which is the zombie multiplayer survival horror. Or at least Left 4 Dead 2 is multiplayer. I don't actually know if the original one is. Which is also not to be confused with Team Fortress 2. And this is how ADHD works in my brain. Why is The Witcher in Dead by Daylight? Dead by Daylight is always doing just the most wild, like, crossover collabs and stuff. So the concept of the game is that it's this, like, kind of, like, space between universes almost, where people are stolen from their world, their universe, and trapped in this horror survival arena type thing by, like, some evil, like, deal-making eldritch horror. Unless it's Silent Hill or Fatal Frame, then I wouldn't know. No, that's different. Speaking of Left 4 Dead, I'm currently playing the sequel. Nice! So, like, it makes sense due to the nature and the setup of the game that they can kind of just take people from anything. Like, I think they have one of the... Either, you want to talk about games you mix up, they have it's either Resident Evil or Silent Hill. They have one of the main characters, I want to say Resident Evil. They have one of the characters from that in there. They did a crossover with Stranger Things, I want to say. Yes! They had a K-pop crossover. I think Nicolas Cage is in there. Favorite villain is the French twins that lets the survivors kick the baby. I haven't seen that. Silent Hill, they have Pyramid Head. Yes, but that's not who I'm talking about. So then they have both. There's a survivor who I want to say is a Resident Evil character. There are a lot.
I'm impressed.
Whoa. Nice.
Sorry. That was a close one.
Wow, she's safe. Yeah, but Geralt fixing a modern day generator and running away from an encounter sounds weird. That's fair. It's all weird. Nicolas Cage is there. Like, you can play Geralt of Rivia next to Nicolas Cage. Can we? It's a weird game. It is fun though. And I'll be really honest, I love Geralt of Rivia so much that I am considering opening the game again. No, but Birdie showed me that they're releasing skins and I was like, uh-oh. Nicolas Cage is a killer, let's be honest. He's not. I believe he specifically requested to be added to the game as a survivor. I'm trying to break the armor here. If he wasn't in the game, it would be weird. I was talking, put in your Geralt romance. I haven't actually, okay, so here's the thing. I haven't played any Witcher games. I have read the books and I watched the first season on Netflix and part of the second season, and I didn't finish it because Ophelia never finishes anything. But I love the books. I'm still working on them, but I love everything that I've seen so far, and I love Geralt of Rivia so much. He's one of my favorite characters, genuinely. So I wanna get into Witcher games. I was initially told that they would be too graphic for my personal taste, but I'm kind of curious now. The books are so good. I enjoy the books. I have one gripe about the books, but the games are great too. Like, how gory are there? That's my question. Mercy, you could fight, but I'm gonna keep you back for now. Audiobooks help me finish. I'm always sad to leave a book's world. I just don't have, I've been looking in like my library and like I can't often find nothing like Saw. That is a high barrier, but thank you. That is mildly helpful. Okay, now he's helping me. I've moved a few times since I got into the books, and still, like, every library that I go to doesn't seem to have them, which is weird. I own a couple of them. I got the audiobooks for the first, so the Witcher series is a little weird. It initially started as a short story, and then there's like a series of short stories that came out of that. So the first two books that like introduce you to The Witcher and the world are like kind of episodic short stories. And so I got those on audiobook and I listened to all the short stories on audiobook. Do you still have a Gambit left? Yes, thank you. Please do that.
Let's win this.
More violent than Narnia, less violent than Saw. Again, this is... he killed it. I was hoping
Just give up.
This is unclear parameters.
I was so scared. I'll find a way to repay you. I promise.
You saved me. Thank you.
He's always our MVP.
There isn't a trace of evidence to be found in the chapel.
We'll continue the Witcher conversation after this.
This must have something to do with Ramire. Perhaps...
Wait!
There she is.
Huh? Another student? Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir. You're just a pathetic old man. How dare you get in the way of my brilliant plan, dog?
Thank you.
Run along now.
Thanks for all your help, sir. doing here?
You must survive, merely because there is still a role that I require you to fulfill.
Sorry. It looks like I'm going to have to leave you now. To think that the first time I saw you cry, your tears would be for me. It's sad, and yet I'm happy for it. Thank you, kid.
Tragic. What, did Byleth only have one time charge left? I think about this a lot. I think the implication there is kind of that, one, he would have anticipated her moves and he would have anticipated her moves and jumped in to stop her any way possible, regardless of what she did. And two, I think there might be, and I'm not totally sure on this because I don't remember all of the lore, but her time charge, her turning back time, might only be good for a few seconds. I don't know if we ever see her use it for more than a couple of seconds. And I feel like she was shocked and stalled too long, to the point where if she had backed up, she wouldn't be able to back up far enough. I was gone. Did it happen? It just happened, Moon. It happened, didn't it? It did. Oh. The acting is good in that scene, it is. It is a very good and sad scene. I really like, we're about to see how they handle the monastery after this, like for this next chapter. So sad.
So this is where your father lived. Are you still crying? If turning back the hands of time was not enough to save his life, you must accept what came to pass was fate.
It'd be better if Byleth was an actual character, but it's still good. I like the way that they make excuses for why Byleth is just a shell of a character, though. Man, I thought he surely should have survived with all of those flags around him. Sothis probably chalked it up to fate and didn't let Byleth use it more times since it was fruitless. Might have been. Especially with her saying this. Canon events, shaking my head. There's also key points which, no matter how much time travel, cannot be avoided. Watch if Byleth did it again. There was an assassin hired by Rhea so she can have Byleth all to herself. I don't know about that. Tragic. We're angry now. Our enemies will pay.
Agreed. We cannot let the wicked ones run free. Oh, your father said to look for something here. He must have been referring to whatever is behind that bookcase there. Your father's diary. Huh. His handwriting is prettier than his face would suggest.
So since he's dead, can you not?
Well, well. These entries here are from before your birth. He seems to have been writing this for quite some time. Oh. Read that part there. Horsebow Moon, year 1159.
Day 20 of the Horsebow Moon. All is cloudy. I can't believe she's dead. Lady Rhea said she died during childbirth. But is that the truth? Still, the child she traded her life for doesn't make a sound. Didn't even cry at birth. Day 25 of the Horsebow Moon. It's raining. The baby doesn't laugh or cry. Not ever. Lady Rhea says not to worry about a baby that doesn't cry. It isn't natural. I had a doctor examine the child in secret. He said the pulse is normal, but there's no heartbeat. No heartbeat. Day 2 of the Wyvern Moon. Sunny. I feel I must take the child and leave. But the church is always watching us. I don't know what Lady Rhea has planned. I used to think the world of Lady Rhea. Now I'm terrified of her. Day 8 of the Wyvern Moon. More rain. I used the fire that broke out last night to fake the child's death.
My Byleth is born in Wyvern Moon. October always makes this part confusing for me. I was gonna say, does he say this regardless of what month you pick? Right? Because Horsebow Moon is... I thought Horsebow Moon was after Wyvern Moon. Regardless of birth month. Okay. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not Byleth's birthday. I always give Byleth I think February birthday. Not for any particular reason. My birthday is not in February, but I don't know. It's something I started in 2019 and I still do it. Interesting.
Lady Rhea is in a state over the news, but I can't change what I've done. I've got to take the child and leave.
Well now, that baby must be you. That means... Someone is approaching us.
There you are. Lady Rhea is looking for you, Professor. And after your audience, why don't you join me at the dining hall? You haven't eaten since it happened, have you? Forgive me. I suppose it's too soon to try and coax you back into the normal swing of things. As for what happened to Gerald, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything to stop it. Stay here until you've found some peace. I'll cover for you with Lady Rhea and everyone else.
Thank you.
We'll be waiting for you whenever you're ready to return to us. I don't believe it's a sign of strength to just keep moving forward no matter what.
Dimitri, that is rich coming from you.
Taking the time to grieve for those we've lost, there's strength in that too. That's what I think anyway. That said, it's also important to remember that no matter how sad you are, eventually your tears will dry up. That's when you have to figure out what it is you're living for. Then you can cling to that with all your might and start moving forward again.
What I'm living for?
4 years ago in Dusker, I experienced the same pain you're feeling now. My father was the strongest man I knew, someone I loved and admired deeply. That day, he was killed before my eyes. His head severed clean off.
Jesus.
My stepmother, the kindest person I had ever known, left me behind and disappeared into the infernal flames. Everyone who I considered precious, my family and my closest friends, I couldn't save any of them. Not a single one. Now, the burden of the work they left behind falls on me. I must ensure they have no regrets. That's my duty as the sole survivor of the tragedy. It's a heavy burden, but accepting it gave me the strength to pick myself up off the ground and start moving again. Start living again. Gerald is gone. So what will you do now, Professor? What must you do? Look deep in your heart, and I'm certain you'll find the answer there. Indelible and inescapable. I've probably bothered you enough for today, but I have just one more thought to leave you with. Even now, Seteth is gathering the knights to begin a full-scale search for the enemy. It may not be right away, but before long they will find their trail. No matter what happens or what anyone may say, know that I plan to stand by you, Professor. Through anything. Until the bitter end.
Well, did you search deep within yourself as he suggested? And did you find yourself some answers? This book is filled with secrets yet unknown. We must return another time to read the rest. Oh, but I have at least figured one thing out. I know now why our fates are intertwined.
Do you care to share with the class some of this? No? Okay.
Professor, I have been waiting for you.
How can a pulse be normal if there's no heartbeat? I think what he meant there was that they, if you feel like for their veins, you can feel their blood moving through their veins properly. But if you listen to their chest, you don't hear a heartbeat. So mechanically, their blood is moving through their body. Their circulatory system is working, but their heart is not beating, which is weird.
I am filled with grief at the loss of our most celebrated knight. Gerald was an ally of many years, and also a dear friend.
But it had been so long since you last saw him.
He fell in love with one of the nuns here at Garrigmach. Their love produced a child, whom she died giving birth to. It was her decision. She weighed her own life against that of her child's and, in the end, implored me to save the child. Your father never truly accepted that decision. He took the child, took you, and disappeared without warning.
Who was my mother?
Your mother. She was my...
I'm sorry for the interruption, Lady Rhea. There's something you must hear immediately.
Can she finish the singular word she was about to say, Eloise?
A report from the knights patrolling the area.
Very well. Professor, you are dismissed for the day. Please rest and focus only on mending your heart. Understood?
tragic. Talk about bad timing. I know, like they're... This is exactly why my dad never told me what he wanted to tell me. 'Cause of you people constantly interrupting conversations.
Part 1. White Clouds. Guardian Moon. Where the goddess dwells.
And now we still hear his voice.
Long ago, the guardian Saros made an appearance during this moon. She had been summoned by the goddess, whose soul was suffering as the flames of war raged across Fodlan. Some believe that high in the sky above Saros, the Immaculate One's mighty wings are what powered the strong winds carrying the Guardian and her forces into battle.
Is that 11 sword? It looks wibbly, but I don't know if that's stylistic. Run, 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 run. Boing. You expect people to be good at conversation? Ha, you're funny. Yes, unfortunately, I'm not good enough at math to advise you, but Michael seems to know what they're talking about. 5,000 gold!
What are you doing at this hour? Oh, I know. You are eavesdropping. I must admit that I approve.
Professor, we must remain quiet.
I see. The Flame Emperor and Monica. And the mage who rescued Monica.
It's time for revenge. I knew he would like that.
An unexpected chance to hear their plans. Patience, patience.
Oh, thank you. You saved me.
If you were to die, then the mystery of our bodies would be revealed. Preventing that was my only aim. I'm afraid you must remain, Kronya. There is something I need you to do.
Oh, of course. I'm always happy to cooperate with Solon. Leave it to me.
How annoying.
Flame Emperor, is she offending you? Unfortunately, we cannot take our eyes off her, so there is nothing to be done. You are our greatest creation. We use the defiled beast's blood as the fuel to your flame, that you may burn even the gods. Now is the time to cleanse Fodlan with that power and bring forth our salvation.
There will be no salvation for you and your kind.
Ooh, they're not getting along.
Those responsible for such gruesome deeds in Dusker and Enmar.
Ooh, interesting.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
I've got you. Finally.
Now it's my turn to tell him to wait. Wait.
If we don't act now, we'll miss our chance.
Even if someone has overheard us, there is nothing they can do. There have always been rats in the walls, and there always will be.
I mean, you are literally having this conversation in Garrigmach, are you not?
No. The dagger.
The dagger. I don't know if you can hear the neighborhood dogs barking outside. It's breaking my immersion. What about the dagger?
No, never mind. It couldn't possibly be so. Professor, those are the ones we must destroy. They're the bastards who killed my family and Gerald.
Are you allowed to say that, Dimitri?
For now, let's return to the monastery and regroup. As for the Flame Emperor's dagger, I'll hold on to it for the time being.
Language, Dima. Dimitri language. I know. My sweet boy. It's Ingrid's birthday. Happy birthday, Ingrid. No more angry. We can have a tea party for Ingrid. Do I remember what tea she likes? No. I know Felix likes the pine needles. I don't know what she likes. Dimitri likes chamomile. Sylvain likes the bergamot. I don't know what she likes.
Thank you for inviting me.
Offer some tea.
Thank you.
Our dad just died, but let's sort of celebrate a horse girl's birthday.
How relaxing.
It's been a couple days. Cute monks. Books you've read. The existence of Crest. So yeah, I think books is the safest one there. She's so cute.
Yes.
You're doing great work. Cats, I heard some gossip. Probably the praise, yeah. Cute monks. I'm counting on you. The last battle. The last battle? Okay. I'm not sure if counting on her would stress her out a little bit. You're supposed to grieve for 2 weeks! By, which religion's rules? I'm not sure if that translates here.
When did you start sword training? I was 5 when I began.
Interesting, interesting. Adding that to my internal data bank of knowledge about Ingrid. Chat.
Yes.
Oh, well, I was 3. Kind of funny that she's asking me about my childhood when my dad just died, though. Oops. Isn't it, like, real world, isn't Father's Day soon? When is that? Yeah, in the US, Father's Day is this weekend. That's awkward. Oops. I don't think it's a religious thing, it's just what I've always been told. I know that there are different rules. You guys are still talking about math. I can't help you with math. I know that different religions do have rules about like the length of time. I think Judaism has like different time requirements of like how long the official mourning period is supposed to last depending on like your relationship to the person. So like, you know, a friend versus like a parent versus, you know, God forbid, a child. They all have different lengths of time to like acknowledge the depth of closeness. I'm not sure how Christianity does it if they have different rules. Michael says, old school Catholicism has widows wear black and mourn for a year before they can remarry just to prevent inheritance issues for subsequent newborns. Yeah, I know I've seen jokes about like the Victorian like half mourning dress because like there were different stages literally of time periods of mourning. I don't think that's really practiced anymore. But yeah, like mourning versus like half mourning, like those were a thing. And there's like social rules of like what you're allowed to do. It's not even just you have to wear black. It'll be things like you're not allowed to do X, Y, and Z, depending on how religious you are. It's interesting. Culture is interesting. We can look at Inga. Happy birthday.
What? Is there something on my face?
Yeah, it's pretty. Pretty is on your face. You pretty. I'm not looking at her boobs, I promise.
Strength and stamina are necessary for fighting on horseback, as is footwork.
Let's just pretend we're admiring her biceps. How about that? In the Victorian era, cholera was sexy. White skin coughing up blood was sexy. Yeah, the Victorians, they had opinions. She's pretty. She is. We love Inga. I'll banter with her. Ideally not while I'm at this camera angle, please. Let's see. What does she want for her birthday? Oh, she probably wants smoked meat. Let's be real. Here you go.
Is this for me? Thank you.
Catholic here. I think reasonable amount of time. I think a reasonable amount of time. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble reading that, Squonk. Indeed, and having extremely thin waist was considered sexy. Can't beat meat for a special treat. Her and Dima are proud members of the String Cheese Hair Club. What, you think she has string cheese hair? Is it because of her silly side bangs? I like Ingrid's hair. Is it just because it's yellow? Thick thighs save lies. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Oh, how we have come so far.
Thank you for the treat. I had such a great time.
I'm glad. Happy birthday, Inga. At least somebody gets something happy. Her braids look like string cheese. If that's how you see it, I don't know that I agree. Has anybody passed? Or rather, has anybody maxed their class? Probably not. I think we're relatively fresh in our current classes. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Did we get supports though? That's the question. We got some. Who did Sylvain bond with? Didu! This will be interesting.
Oh, this is delicious. I can't believe I made it.
Alright, Didu continues to teach everyone how to cook.
Yes, you do have some talent.
What's the matter? Have I got something on my face?
No, Sylvain. Recently I've heard rumors about you.
Oh yeah? Which ones?
Which ones?
Is it that I'm terrible to girls? Or the rumor where I bring terrible misfortune to the girls I date? I don't, by the way, in case you're about to ask. Oh, I also heard about how I'm total trash and everyone should avoid me. That might be my favorite.
Well, you don't lack for self-awareness.
The way I figure it, if I can't be respected, I can at least be well informed.
You are being described as indefensibly worthless.
Indefensibly? That's a bit harsh.
I already knew your reputation concerning women, but these new rumors deprive you of all redemption. I did try to correct them, but I doubt I was believed.
Well, thank you all the same. Listen, you don't need to worry what people think about me. As you well know, it's not easy to correct misunderstandings or change people's minds. And if I'm going to behave so badly, it seems misunderstandings are inevitable.
I could not be silent. You saw me as a person, rather than merely as someone from Dusker. I want you to be seen as a person, too.
I appreciate that, Didu. You think the world will ever see us that way?
Maybe.
I can't tell if you're joking or not, but I like it.
Then we will get along.
Knowing Sylvain, he doesn't swing that way. I know the memes, but realistically, he probably doesn't. I mean, you know, I don't think we can say anything definitive of fictional characters. Other than, you know, if you want to be like super strict to canon, we could say that he doesn't have any S supports with men, but I know the three hosts supports get questionable. But you know, like in fictional characters, you can kind of interpret them any way you want. I will say, in my personal opinion, you know, obviously I ship Sylvain with men and women, but I feel that at least where he currently is sitting with his misogyny, the only balanced relationship he can have at this stage is with another man, because he needs to build a relationship on mutual respect and trust, which he is presently incapable of doing with women. Which I think is part of the reason people are drawn to ship him with men. I feel like I need to go to a psych ward, bro. Are you okay? Please take care of yourself. Oh boy, this will be ridiculous. Favorite ships for Blue Lions: Felix Sylvain, Violet Dimitri, Ingrid Bucket of Chicken. I like Ingrid with Sylvain, interestingly enough. I like Ingrid with Dorothea. I like Ingrid with Felix, although I've ranted about this before, their paired ending makes me mad.
Hey there, Flane. I thought I'd drop by and see if you'd care for a...
Now, just a moment, Sylvain. If you must speak with me, I implore you to do so from where you stand.
She's literally like, don't come any closer.
My apologies if this comes across as rude, but please do not come any closer to me.
I spoke too soon, there it is.
Excuse me?
I am sorry. My brother has explicitly warned me not to go near you.
Seth said that? I bet he also told you any woman who comes too close to me is, how does he say it? Doomed to misfortune?
Follow up from the deduce support. Now we know that Sedith is the one spreading that. Very funny note.
He used those very words. Is it true then?
Come on. He's just messing with you, obviously.
Of course I would prefer to believe that, but one can never know for certain. Particularly when similar stories are constantly in circulation about you. I have heard that men and women alike have been seduced by your nefarious ways.
Speaking of...
I hate to suggest my talents are being oversold, but...
I have heard that you toy with people's emotions, like a cat toys with its prey.
Do I really look like such a villain to you?
I mean...
Well, perhaps not. You do not strike me as much of a charmer.
When you put it like that, I feel like I should defend... Yeah, forget it. Let's get to the actual point.
Did I not tell you, Sylvain? Stay away from me.
It's kind of awkward talking from so far away. Can I please step just a little?
Truly, there are countless terrible stories of your behavior. I've heard that you panic when there aren't women around to flirt with, that you've gone as far as flirting with horses and even chickens.
The slander continues.
Oh, come on. Who would even... You should know that your brother has an overactive imagination.
I would like to believe that you are a sincere and reputable person, Sylvain. But there is no smoke without fire. Or so the saying goes.
I may not be the most respectable fellow you'll ever meet, but...
Until I can be certain, please refrain from coming too close to me. Now, if you will excuse me, I must be on my way.
Flane, wait! Come back! And she's gone. All I was trying to do was deliver a message. Flane, hey! The professor said we need to come to the cathedral! I'll run really far ahead so you don't have to walk near me! There, I tried telling her. The professor can't be mad about that.
Well, I swear on my life my anxiety is back and way worse. I feel anxious for absolutely no reason. That happens. Have you had any coffee? I find coffee does that to me. Try looking up some, I know that like this is gonna sound like so lame, but like try looking up some breathing exercises or like grounding exercises. Sometimes those like genuinely do help me. I put a lot of them in my ASMR, not to like plug my channel or anything, but like if you're looking for something like familiar that you've already listened to. a lot of the like breathing exercises and stuff that I put into my ASMR are techniques I learned because of anxiety, so you can try some of those. This is not a healthy place to talk about your anxiety. Yeah, like there's not much we can do for you. We're here to offer you a distraction and, you know, a couple tips now and then of be like, well, you know, like try and take a deep breath. But, you know, at the end of the day, like other people are here for a distraction from their crazy lives too. I do hope you feel better, but that's about all we can really offer you. Let's see. He swings many ways, it seems. Yeah, the chickens really got me. Somebody asked, who do you pair Ingrid with outside of Blue Lions? I like her with Dorothea, I do. Sedith, you can't be saying that about students no matter how much they suck. Sedith is critical about anyone he thinks will threaten Blaine, is the thing. I don't really believe Sylvain is actually trying to woo Flayn at all. No, I think he genuinely is just trying to talk to her. Flayn is way too old for Sylvain. He is just trying to make friends. I think he literally was just trying to pass a message along. The trouble with Sylvain is that his base personality is just like that, and he doesn't change it when he is flirting, and then he doesn't get why people can't tell if he's flirting or not. And it's like, dude, you need to change your tone. He's just like that. And more with Flayn. Wasn't Flayn on Dimitri? Did they not bond? After all of that? I guess they already have one bond. He can go up with Dedue later. And Mercy. Oh wow, Felix has been busy. Big surprise, Felix is training.
Spectacular work, Felix!
Why are you here? You're interrupting.
Oh, my apologies. I simply thought you were doing a great job. Just how sharp is that blade of yours, Felix? Do you imagine you might be able to cut something cleanly with it?
Probably.
Ah, wonderful! I have a special request for you then.
You want me to cut this firewood?
That is not what a sword is for, Flayn.
I do. I shall toss them one by one to you, and you shall make a sweeping blow to slice them.
Sounds like a chore.
I saw a knight do it once, so surely you can as well. Or perhaps you are worried that you are not capable.
What? I am more than capable.
She knows exactly how to get to him.
Right. Show me what you are made of. Here it comes.
Doing them one by one is tedious. Just throw them all at once.
All of them? If you insist. Here we go! Wow, you truly are spectacular!
I know.
I know.
You are undoubtedly the most revered woodcutter in all the land. Now I am intrigued. Next time, let us try an even larger wood pile.
Why did I agree to this?
These two are adorable, so is Felix and Lysithea. I enjoy Felix's sillier supports. I think, is it with Leone that he's got some, like, really goofy stuff, too? I enjoy the goofy side of Felix. Fruit ninja, but wood. Fruit ninja, but instead of fruit, it's wood. Yep. That is what just happened. I don't think you can chop wood with a sword, but I've never tried, so I don't know. I feel like the amount of force you would have to use, I don't know that you could do that in the middle of the air, but maybe. Maybe if you're like an expert trick shot kind of person, which, you know, if anybody would be, I suppose it would be Felix. Alright, let's go to the monastery. sad time.
If you must weep, then weep. I shall be here for you.
Thank you.
Well, it would be ridiculous to not feel anything after something like that. Go on and let it out. I am here.
Oh. What was that? Was that me crying? Did I just cry over here? Poor thing. So with this, I need a shoulder to cry on. I think that's what just happened. He does probably have crest increased strength. That is like pretty much what his crest does. That's true. Steve Minecraft can beat the shit out of trees and wood. Pretty sure you can get some wood with a sword. I guess if we're using video game logic. Does anybody need adjusting actually? In battle. What is her class right now? That's fun. I don't know. I think I prefer the coat though. This is an iconic look, so I'll leave that on her. I don't remember the last time we like checked all of this stuff, so okay, well, he can't wear his monastery outfit there. My phone's autocorrect absolutely hates me. I'm sorry. I think we're about to head to the room. Have fun. Take care. Rest up if you need to. No, I like his tin can. I think it's funnier. No, he looks cool in his leathers. I do like the hoodie though. It's always good to check on this. Yeah, it's pretty much the same either way. Some of them, they can't wear their monastery outfit. She does look... I mean, I do love her shawl, but she does look pretty in her class coat, too. She looks very, like, official. I'm not leaving. I am kind of tired, but Ophelia's streams need my attention. Well, you could still, like, rest while hanging out with us. You know, like, lay on the bed, chill out. Take some deep breaths. Yeah, I kind of like the mage dresses, I think. The class outfits in this game look awesome. I want to wear that outfit Byleth was in. I do like the outfits. They are very good. Yeah, she's pretty much the same there. I think when you're mounted, oftentimes, and we like his dance outfit, so they're good. When you're like on a... Hi Cam, how are you? When you're on a... But the shawl, I know I'm torn about it, but I kind of like her in her like official medic. Although that's true, we are running out of time to have the shawl, so maybe I will put it on her. She can have it for right now. That's a good point. We are mounting who? No, when you're on a horse or a steed of some sort, I think with the way that it does the armor, a lot of times they can't keep their like class uniform for that. I want to go this way. Oh yes, we have to go to the abyss. Is it like bad to say this is my favorite version of the monastery? I like really like the monastery this month, which is tragic. I don't remember if they bring this back in Azure Moon. Those who have played know the chapter I am thinking of. I don't know if they bring this music back or not.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report.
This guy is never visible until after I talk to him.
Maybe now isn't the time. You seem down. Got something on your mind? I hope you know I'm here for you if you ever have your own stuff to report.
Oh.
That's what friends are for. Unless it's about money, in which case, I'm busy.
Fair enough. Everyone's so supportive. Which is good. It's what you want. It's what you need. Can I have a drink? Is he a dancer? Is this a dancer outfit? Yeah, it is. There's a dancer. Look at this buff dancer manning my bar. Rad. Love that for me. Thanks. Happy Pride Month. I didn't know this was that kind of bar. All right.
This month feels different, doesn't it? Garrick Mock's all tense, like the whole place might explode.
I hope not literally.
This is why I've kept to myself all these years.
Woof, 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 woof.
I don't want to be anywhere near whatever's about to happen.
I mean, I guess if anyone was gonna have a drag bar or something, Abyss makes sense, I suppose. It's a bit more like alternative culture.
What's that?
That's fun though. Let's see. It's like hard to navigate in here because Byleth like is a little too fast for this space. Basement children are really out of the loop. Yeah, these guys don't seem to notice what happened, which is fair. Doesn't the Abyss Keeper literally have a boyfriend? Kind of. He has a situationship. He misses that guy who he totally didn't have a thing for. Oh, there these two are.
Sir?
Hey, pal. I see you're up and at 'em again, yeah? Good on you. No use crying over the past and all.
That's a little insensitive, Balthus.
Balthus, have some sensitivity.
Thank you.
Who knows what the poor dear is going through right now?
That was like the most like gut felt Balthus.
That poor dear can hear you, you know. Talking about someone like they're not there. How cold can you get?
A fair point. Please, Professor, forgive my indiscretion. You have my condolences.
Remember, the first step to healing is a hefty dose of revenge. Get out there and get to it.
That's true. There's also Yuri, the only other male gay support that isn't an old man. Isn't Linhardt? I think Linhardt is a male support. I already have you both, so I don't need to do anything for them. Typical Constance. Linhardt is a S male support. He swings both ways. Yeah, I thought so. As do we. Indeed. Run. Speak for yourself. All are welcome here so long as all are respectful. That's my only request. Speaking of gay boys.
Gerald raised you, yeah? He was all you had. You must be feeling a lot right now.
I sure am, dude.
When a parent dies, it really leaves a mark. So feel what you need to, no matter how that looks. But know that your inner fire will keep you moving ahead through even the hardest times.
I don't think I can recruit him yet.
Want my help, Best to forget about it. Consorting with me won't lead to anything good for you.
But I would love to consort with you, though. Tragic. I have not finished the DLC. I've gotten further, but I did not finish. Fun bit of info. Alejandro said these lines with a close friend of his in mind who lost a relative during that time. I was just wondering, because there was something very real in that, which could have just been good acting. Alejandro Saab is a very good actor, but it did feel heartfelt. I want to finish eating that goldfish before I say this next thing. Is that it? Is that everybody down here? Is Happy somewhere else? Oh no, she's over at the pagan altar. I missed her. Linhardt is too, but the rest are Gilbert and Eloise, who you don't actually marry. You just become like forever buddies. Yeah, and that's unfortunate and not really fair. No, so Three Houses, you can find it on the Anime Impulse channel on a video of him trying to do Yuri's makeup. I haven't seen that one. I have seen some interviews with him. I might have gone the wrong way. I have seen some interviews with him about Yuri, because I think that's where I first, like, properly became aware of him as a voice actor. But I haven't seen that one. That's fun.
What's that?
I might look at that. Just Forever Buddies? Yeah, it's not romantic, which is sad and annoying.
What?
Hello?
Captain Gerald's been killed? I can't believe it. From all I'd heard about the man, I thought he was indestructible. He was so strong. What could have possibly... forgive me. I shouldn't speculate.
Yeah, literally, I'm his kid, actually. No, so Three Houses came out 2019. And this is gonna sound like intensely sad, but like I'm okay. But Dad Ophelia actually passed away January of 2020. And so like a lot of the themes of, you know, Fire Emblem dads don't live. A lot of those themes, like Fire Emblem kind of, Three Houses kind of encapsulates that time period of my life for me also. So it's kind of something I engage with, like in that context, I guess. It's very, very interesting of like, for the first time, I had personal engagement with the like parent loss narratives. I like cannot figure out, I'm so lost. Okay, hold on, I have to keep going. It's this way. But so like I reflect a lot more on the dad loss in this game and like feel it a little bit more personally. It's interesting. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Feely. It's okay. Not to overshare, but I know how it feels. So a lot of media involving parent losses, especially fathers, hits close to home as well. Something really interesting I have found through being in the Three Houses fandom is that, you know, Three Houses obviously deals with a lot of very complicated people. You know, people with a lot of complicated dynamics. The characters are very fleshed out. You know, it's like, take for example, you have like Dimitri. He's got so many layers, right? We talk about this all the time. There's Sylvain, like there's characters with so many layers. And through being in the fandom and interacting with people and talking about like, oh, who's your favorite character and why is this character your favorite? And learning about, especially like, I interact with a lot of like fanfic writers, so there's a lot of like deep character analysis kind of conversations you have. And in that way, you end up meeting a lot of people who relate to characters on like a very personal level, right? Where they're like, oh, you know, this character experiences psychosis, and it was the first time I had seen that story done well, which I know because, say, I experienced psychosis. Not me, this is a hypothetical person, right? And so it's always very interesting seeing how people engage specifically for me with Three Houses, though you probably see this in any fandom, on that personal level. And so like, Dad Ophelia was complicated. I had a complicated relationship with Dad Ophelia, and so there's actually a different dad in this game that I relate him to that, you know, I'll get to when we get to it. So like, I'm okay. It was complicated, but I'm okay. Well, I see someone being like, I've not seen my bio dad since I was 10. I'm not very angry about it. Yeah, it's complicated. Life's complicated. But emotionally, I am okay. But I think my point is like, a game like this where you see those kinds of complicated relationships delved into, and then you can see pieces of your own story played out in the game, and then you can consume them and think about them and analyze them and criticize them. It helps you kind of like process your own life. And so like, I had already finished Blue Lion's route by the time it happened, but then reading fan fiction about the Blue Lion's route and reliving some of the Blue Lion's route and seeing it under this like new lens of like having then gone through it was very interesting and kind of healing in a way. And I think that's like a real mark. I feel it for Three Houses, but I know it's not unique to Three Houses. It's a real mark of like the storytelling that video games can have in them, I think. My tea has gone cold. As an Edelgard stan, I could go on for hours. Yeah, everybody has their like favorite characters that they like really latch onto and like really dissect, whether because they relate to them or not, or because they remind them of people in their lives, maybe, you know. I remember the interview with Ingrid's voice actress. She said that growing up, she had a best friend like Sylvain, which colors some of the way that she portrays Ingrid's interactions with Sylvain, which I thought was so interesting. And so she's like, you know, I get their dynamic because I've lived it. It's interesting. Acting is interesting. Video games are interesting. Everyone's relationships with their parents aren't universal. It's a lot more complicated. Yeah. Like, you know, there are good things. I've said this before. There are good things and there are bad things, right? It's never as simple as just, oh, sometimes it's as simple as just, oh, this person's bad. But usually it's very complicated. And before people just call Edelgard waifu bait, I can counter that with 2 words, Code Geass. I'm curious as to what you mean there. I don't think Edelgard is waifu bait. Edelgard is a very interesting and dynamic character.
Hey, it seems like you're having a hard time. Not that I can really understand what you're going through.
She's very similar to Lelouch. That's a thought. I hadn't considered that.
I know that this is painful, but don't lose hope for the future, okay? Someday you'll be able to accept what's happened. And in the meantime, you have plenty of friends here to support you. Me included.
Can we recruit her now?
What? You want to know if I can help out? I've got time, but I don't want to spend it all serving the church. Don't make that face. Fine, fine. I'll back you up.
Invite to join your house.
Sure thing. You know, I've never really had a teacher before. And it'll be my first time at the Officers Academy. Sounds like fun.
Excellent. That's 3 out of 4 basement children. Nice, nice, nice. Happy is so slay. Alright. We got her. So it's just Yuri we're missing, and I need him. But I can't get him right now. And I think we talked to everybody down here now. So we can go upstairs. Yes. Happy, often not happy. She's been through it. She has been through it. Let's see. Sorry, I was just scrolling up in the chat because I think I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anybody while we were having a deep conversation there. I always find it interesting to see what characters people flock to about certain identities and disorders. It is interesting. Who do I need to bond with? Can I... I still can't unlock Ferdinand right now. I might have to wait until after the skip. Oh, I'm kind of even with everybody. I could always bond with Dimitri. Who needs the biggest buff? I don't know. I'll just take Dimitri. Cam, welcome to the Former Works! Sadly, my alerts are not working today, but thank you for joining! Welcome in, welcome in! There is currently a Honkai Star Rail ASMR poll up, actually. I will pay you money to go in with Lawrence, and then immediately Kim joins. It's kind of funny how varied the waifus I have are. If someone asks me to surmise them all together, the answer is usually badass with a good heart who can easily kill me. I love an asshole with cool hair and a heart of gold. That's always my character type. I never remember what does more. Let's try just staying longer first. Okay, he heated up pretty fast. That's because he's from winter country. I'm just gonna stay longer and try not to overwhelm him. Maybe if we increase steam now? I can never get this. Oh no, he needs out. This boy's gonna pass out. Byleth is much hardier than these winter boys. At least he's refreshed. Probably could have stayed in longer. She's always disappointed and I always feel bad. Can I help you? Did you see that? He was like standing here staring at me and then I come over and he turns away. And now he's just like staring at walls. What are you doing? Okay. Do you think maybe the reason why Engage didn't make an impact equal to Three Houses was because Three Houses is very character driven? I do. That is kind of exactly why I think it didn't have as much of an impact. I've said this before. I feel like Toothed Dagger, rare weapons. I mean, my guess is always Felix. Oh, Dimitri's here. I thought that would be Felix. I feel like if Engage had come out instead of Three Houses, like if we swapped the release order, right? And Engage came out when Three Houses did, and then Three Houses came out when Engage did instead, I feel like nobody would have batted an eye. I think the problem is that Engage tried to follow up Three Houses, because Engage is a solid Fire Emblem game. Three Houses is a standout Fire Emblem game. And that's kind of how it feels different to me. And so people who got into Fire Emblem with Three Houses were expecting Three Houses, and that is not what we got with Engage. We got a Fire Emblem game with Engage. We didn't get Three Houses. Link says, I only like goofy good boys or absolute trash men, no in between. I love kind and good characters who don't let villains or events change or corrupt their inherently good nature. That's a good character type. I like those. It came after Three Houses, which sets a high bar. True. But I think Three Houses... Yeah, Three Houses set the high bar because Three Houses made you feel so much more attached to these characters. I think, one, because like the playtime is longer, like it feels like a bigger investment. I think, because what, our Engage playthrough was like, I don't know, 25, 28 episodes, something like that. We're on episode 20, we're not even halfway through the game with Three Houses, right? You spend a lot more time with these characters and you are their caretaker. I think it was very smart of them to make you the professor, because by the time you reach the midpoint, you're like, these are my kids. I love these kids. I would die for these kids, right? These are, you've watched these soldiers grow up. You know them personally. You know how all of them feel about each other. You know the depths of the way that the world changes have impacted them. All of them have, most of them have a historical event in world that directly impacted them. I mean, think of the tragedy of Dusker obviously hit, you know, Felix, Ingrid, Dimitri, Dedue very hard, very clearly. Also had an after effect on Ash with the fallout of his older adopted brother. Somewhat impacted Annette, what with her father's choices and the way that he left with all of that. And then you have the like betrayal and the coup that happened in the kingdom impacted a lot of those, not the kingdom, the empire impacted a lot of the Black Eagles. And we're still seeing the ripple effects of all of these different historical moments today. It even had an impact on some of the golden deer, right? You think of like Lysithea. So we're still we're in a world where these things happened like 5 years ago. We're still dealing with the repercussions of them, and we feel it in the story. All of the story is so tied to these characters' lives that, yeah, it feels very plot driven. Whereas Engage, you know, obviously you have a lord of every country. So the war between the evil country and all the other countries is pertinent to them directly. But you are watching the start of all of the political moments that tie them together. Whereas in Three Houses, you spend the first half of it learning about the history that has already happened to tie these kids together, and then watching the new inciting incident that forces them to go at each other. I don't know. That was kind of a rant. I feel like you feel more attached to and you learn more about these characters, and they feel more grounded, and all of them have stakes. Whereas, like, I couldn't tell you what Fire Emblem Engage Chloe's stakes are, other than just, this is her home. You know? Like, what's in it for Pandreo? Well, he's a priest of me, and I'm God, so that's kind of important, and this is his home. Whereas, like, what's in it for Ingrid? It's like, well, she lost her fiance to repercussions of, you know, like we just saw the tragedy of Duskur is tied to the Flame Emperor. Obviously the Flame Emperor is tied to Solon and all of them. Like, it's a lot more personal. Let's see. Chat has been going by while I've been ranting. It fell asleep on me. Prioritize writing and character development. Mechanics alone can't carry the game. You know, Engage feels like the way they used to do Fire Emblem games. Like, Awakening and Fates felt a bit more like Engage. Engage's writing wasn't as strong in general, it's true. It meanders a lot near the end. I think Fates is a little bit stronger. I didn't finish Awakening. But I think the amount of disconnect I felt to some of the Awakening characters is the same as the amount of disconnect I felt to some of the Engage characters. Whereas I feel attached to almost every single Three Houses character. You know? In Engage, the characters are getting silly with it. Three Houses characters are getting put through the ringer. A little bit. If you went with Engage after Fates or Echoes, it would have been appreciated more. Yeah, I think so. Off topic, I'm making a sheet pan pizza, and I can't for the love of me find the salami I bought. Oh no! I hope you can find your salami. I am killing my kids! Yeah, there's that aspect of it too. That is also painful. I still stand by Engage being a very good introductory Fire Emblem game. It's simple to get into, and the Emblem system introduces you to the other games if you're interested. That's fair. It's similar, yeah, exactly, like Chris said, it's similar to the standard Fire Emblem. I actually started playing Blazing Blade because of Engage. That's cool. Golden Deer are inherently fractious. Can't go forward, can't go back until the Empire and the Kingdom collapse. Yeah, Golden Deer is a bit of a weird one, and I feel the least attached to the Golden Deer kids because of it, I think. I feel like they're, in terms of their being tied to the history, the recent history of the world, it's the weakest. And so I feel the least amount of emotional attachment to them, even though their route is very solid in terms of telling you, like, what's actually going on in the game plot. And I'm not saying that they're the weakest house, I'm just saying that I think they have the weakest ties to recent history. It's actually a good point. I never thought of Engage. I never thought of Engage as Fire Emblem in the way that you slowly gain units, whereas Three Houses, you spend time with the same units the entire time. Yes, and I do prefer, that's a good point, I do prefer Three Houses' system where they give them all to you near the beginning, versus I'm not the biggest fan of the you got this character 2 chapters before endgame, because you don't feel anything for them. Right, you have more time to develop relationships with them, exactly. Three Houses is very much more of an exception rather than the norm, but newcomers won't realize that, yeah. And Three Houses is an amazing game. It really is. And so it's like, I love that it's such a shining standout and it gets people to be like, wow, Fire Emblem's awesome. And it is. But it, you know, Engage is not going to be that. I hope that they make them a little bit more in the model of Three Houses, but I don't know that they will. One thing I did like about Engage in terms of characters is you meet Alfred first, and it's very obvious he is your best friend throughout the rest of the game. He does feel like your best friend. He's very good. With most Fire Emblem games, you barely have time to appreciate each character before you move on to the next unit. Yeah. And it feels rushed. You don't have enough time to get attached. And I find that the characters I got first are the ones I'm most attached to. It's kind of like Pokemon. Do you ever get to like the end of a Pokemon game and like your team is half characters you met on Route 1? I feel that way. Sometimes it feels like Three Houses is too big. It is huge. There's a lot fleshed out, but also a lot missing. Yes. Yes. If they had a little bit more time, they could have rounded it out. But for what they did give us, it is pretty good even still. Like, we can see the obvious gaps and we have complaints about the very clear missing bits, but there's still so much to work with and digest and enjoy. Claude is my favorite class leader. He pushes forward without Edelgard's ruthlessness or Dimitri's baggage. That's fair, although he kind of... Doesn't he nope out in most of his endings? I was ADHDing through some Fire Emblem thoughts and I got to Petra somehow. Is it canon that Bridget is more comfortable with nudity, or am I getting fan canon mixed up with real canon? I don't remember. I mean, she is in her, when she has, like, non-school uniform outfits. So, like, in Three Hopes or, like, in her post-skip outfits, she is less clothed. Though she implies also that Bridget is very hot, so I'm not sure. To me, the Alliance always felt more like DLC because they're the guy in the meme recording the two girls catfight. The problem is that that's where all of the truth comes out, is that route. You say that when you get halfway in the game. And I still love her the most of the game's cast. I wish video game production wasn't always under pressure to be rushed. It's hard, it's really hard. Because we want to play the games as fast as possible. That's the thing. Like, if I told you you have to wait 10 years until you can play Fire Emblem again, you would be heartbroken, you know? But it takes a long time to make a game. Petra offers to show her tattoos off her tattoos on her back. She does. I'm not sure where they fall on, like, what they think about nudity. Sorry, I'm laughing because I read the card that's been up on screen this whole time. Cubic dice made from animal bones. They probably belong to someone who enjoys weird games. I don't know. I want to guess Shamir, because I think by weird they just mean not common to this continent, but I could be wrong. Gamers have a big consumption addiction while also demand high quality. The contradiction is right there. It's not just gamers. It's in the movie and TV industry. It's in the writing industry. Right now, there's a huge issue in the writing industry, especially, like, you know, not to bring up AI, but like in terms of like, especially it's particularly impacting indie books, because traditional publishing, what happens is you query an agent, so you send them a letter, you say, this is what my book's about, here's a peek of what it looks like, do you want to publish it? And then they get back to you and they say yes or no, and then they say make these changes and whatever. And then you get a contract, and a year later your book comes out. And so traditional published authors usually, before all of indie and AI boom, would release like one book a year maybe. Indie industry, books are cheaper because one of the advantages of the indie industry is that you control the pricing, and so ebooks that are indie published are the ones that are like $1, $2, $3, whereas you'll notice TradPub is usually like $10. So something that just somebody wrote in their house on their own, published themselves, is more likely to be $1, $2, $3, $4. people buy them very quickly because think, you know, if you're used to paying 10 or 20 bucks for a book and then you see you can get 5 books for that price, you're gonna buy 5 books. Girl math. So they buy way more books. They read them really fast, especially these days when we have like reading goals and everybody is like, oh, I'm gonna read 100 books this year. And then they do read them so fast that authors are pressured to release books like several books a year. So what used to be a normal pace was once a year. The pace is now like 3 or 4 books a year. So now what was 12 months of work is now condensed to 3 months of work. Or you do kind of what some of the video games do where, you know, the video game releases, they're already working on the second one, right? They released Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild 2 was already in progress probably, right? You're seeing that with books. And then AI, when people use AI to write books and publish them on the vendors, which they are absolutely doing, it means that they can release books, like 12 books in 1 month. And now no human being can keep up with that. And it is absolute hell and chaos. So no, we see the content crunch everywhere. People are just consuming media at a rate that is insanely fast. Even before AI, this was a problem, but AI has tripled it. We are all ravenous for content, which is awesome because it means that there's room for every content creator ever, but it also means that no one can keep up. No one can keep up. Even just, we see this also, I see this everywhere. Homestuck. Let's talk about Homestuck. While I just run around. You know what? I'll come back. We can just look in the monastery while I run around. Homestuck. Webcomic. Famous for long hiatuses. Famous also for updating a lot. The reason that everybody remembers the hiatuses is actually because the comic had a really intense update schedule and then would take months and months off and then would go back to really intense updates. And I saw a really interesting post about it recently that was saying, you know, the long hiatus is the norm in webcomics because it takes a long time for the artist to draw and create. What Homestuck was an anomaly. The pace at which that was being produced was inhuman, and at some point the author had people hired to work on it with him, and the regular hired artists could not keep up with his pace because he was just fucking insane. I don't know. So like, you see it everywhere. We're all just so used to consuming so much content. I mean, think of YouTubers. Some YouTubers post once a week. Some YouTubers post twice a week. Some 3, some every day. Now imagine that you're me. I post a video every other week. Trying to keep up with the ASMR channels who post 3 times a week versus trying to keep up with a creator who posts every day. It is insane. And I promise you, if somebody out there was posting twice a day, they would build an audience who was keeping up with it twice a day. We are just ravenous for content. So bear that in mind when, you know, the latest Sophia Nygaard video is only coming out once a month, but it's high quality content. It's because it takes a month to make. More than a month, really. I bet she's got a lot of backlog. It's intense. Did you hear about the VA strike finally being suspended? I did. I don't know too much details about it, but I did hear that it was suspended. My favorite YouTube video essayists usually average video every other month or so, but the quality is outstanding. Exactly. Are they one of those people who post like 4-hour videos too? Like, you have to bear that in mind. Consider what you're consuming before you ask, why is it taking so long to make?
Professor, welcome back. We all were... You've been on our minds.
Anyway, we're depressed now.
Know that your enemies are my enemies. I will do all I can to help you find justice. There is no one else I can... My strength is yours alone.
No one else you can what?
I will fight as you command. I will kill anyone, should you ask it of me.
Holy shit, Dimitri! Whoa, 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 whoa! Dial it back! You wanna dial it back a second there, buddy? Do you want a dagger? Would he take this as flirtation? How about I just... He'd probably... Please let me kill for you. Holy shit. How about an owl feather?
I appreciate
buddy. Okay. That's okay now. Relax a little bit. AI should be making working lives easier, not taking over creative and artistic mediums. I agree. I'm trying to scroll back and catch up too, because I can't keep up with chat while I'm ranting. So I'm trying to make sure that I check in and catch up. I saw a chart once that had all the routes in 3 houses, and it had a good mix of political and fantasy for blue lions and black eagles, but then Golden Deer was just fantasy. Golden Deer is wild. I always viewed Petra as being less clothed, and I was like, I need to be free to love, around to fight. Because Petra very much a warrior. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Investors are also a huge factor. That's true. They want profit and they want it fast. That is true. Which, like, is fair. Have you ever, like, subscribed to, like, a Kickstarter, right? This is going on with... I know that it was going on with Friday Night Funkin'. And I think it maybe is going on to a lesser degree with Touch Starved, where you sign up for a Kickstarter for a game, but the game isn't going to come out for, like, 3 years. And after a couple of years... if there's a delay, people will start asking, like, did they run off with the money? Which, like, you know, is a fair concern. So it makes sense why investors, like, you're an investor in that situation. It makes sense why investors want to see the profit quickly. But unfortunately, art doesn't work that way. Instant gratification has ruined a lot of artistic endeavors. There's like a tweet from Hosier, I think, where he was talking about how, like, it was winter time, and he was like, ah, yes, it's like soup season or something like that. And somebody commented, like, asking him, when's his next album gonna come out? And he was like, you know, you need to be patient. You need to just, like, let it come to fruition of its own accord. Just enjoy your soup season or something like that. I don't remember the exact, he might have said porridge, but I think about that a lot. Petra sees herself more as a warrior than a princess. It's true, it's true. I think they say that by imperial terms, she would be considered a princess, but she just considers herself a warrior. Or release the game before finishing it. Yeah. That's how you end up with, like, the DLC updates and such. It sucks. People will notice the lack of heart and care. And it's a hard balance to strike, you know? I think there are, whether we admit it or not, there are some people who would be happier to get the game and have some of it and then wait for the rest of it to be updated. Whether we notice it or not, I think that is something that sometimes people would rather do rather than wait 6 years to have the whole thing. I mean, think how long after the Switch came out that people were asking, where's Animal Crossing? Where's Animal Crossing? We finally got it. It wasn't finished. Like, the straight facts of Animal Crossing are, it was not done in 2020. But I think if we waited until 2022 or whenever it finished updating, people would have been rioting. Where's Animal Crossing, right? And there's a balance to strike there, because obviously you don't want to sell people an unfinished product. That sucks. But also people are impatient, and it's very hard to strike a balance that makes both sides of that person happy. I think I mostly get annoyed when a game is released when it's clearly unfinished and then they just patch the rest later. It depends. I have a complicated opinion about it. I feel like the people who post video every day are the people who being a VTuber is their, or a YouTuber is their actual full-time job and they have a big backlog. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. But even full-time YouTubers, lots of them can't keep up with that pace. Talking about the strike, I'm not gonna go into the drama with the strike. Not 4 hours usually, but more like an hour on average. Still, it takes a lot of editing. I did see one on the Disney Star Wars Hotel that took the YouTuber like a year or two of work to make a 6-hour video, and it was legit Oscar worthy. I follow someone who, a Babbity Kate, who makes extensive videos about American Girl dolls or like Disney princesses and stuff. I'm talking like 6-7 hour videos that I play while doing chores and stuff. And yeah, like I'm willing to wait for her to make those because it takes a long time. Yandere sim is already a red flag for me. That's fair, that's fair. It's been a big controversy with the yandere sim. Yeah. But even games that like have more trust behind them, sometimes shit happens. And people get antsy. That's just how it is. Earlier, Petra comment was about how she needs to be free to move. Gotcha. Free to move to fight because she's a warrior. That makes sense. Starting to believe the movies, games, shows, whatever should not release a trailer until it's like 99% finished. That's hard too. That's hard too. I can say from some professional experience is that, okay, so imagine the thing that you're working on takes 6 years to make. And that's with a bit of crunching. And you start it a year before the next one comes out. So like let's say this is movie 3 in your series. You started a year before movie 2 comes out. You release movie 2. You still take 4 years to finish movie 3. You want to release movie 3 the day it's finished, dude. Because you have to start on movie 4 already before movie 3 is even out. In order to not have your audience forget about it and not have your audience get impatient with it, you need to be able to release it the second you can, incorporating also your strategy of preparing for the next one. So you need to start making your trailers and your marketing content before it's finished to get people aware and excited for the content that's about to come, so that way the day it's done you can give it to them. Because it took you 5 years of waiting for that income. It's hard. It is hard. Look at the difference between Rogue One trailer and film. Ditched the AT-AT death run. I don't know enough about that. Most trailers even have cut content. It's not great. I don't like that that's where we're at, but I understand the logic behind it, I guess is what I'll say. I wish it were different. I do agree that it sucks. Have you guys noticed? I heard somebody complain about this recently, and then I saw the How to Train Your Dragon trailer for the live action. Apparently, a lot of trailers these days, I don't see a lot of movie trailers, but like, spoil the whole movie. The How to Train Your Dragon trailer that I watched definitely does, because, you know, it's a live action remake. It looks like a shot for shot live action remake, which I'm kind of excited about. It's refreshing from the Disney bullshit, but you know, I know How to Train Your Dragon, the original animated movie, like the back of my hand, and those shots are iconic, and so watching that trailer, it's like shot for shot, yeah, okay, that's exactly that. But the trailer like goes up to like, it shows a scene that probably takes place in like the last 20 minutes of the film. And I'm like, why are you showing that in a trailer? I don't know. I don't know if you guys have been seeing more trailers than me. I don't go to the movies very often, but I don't know. Is that a thing that we're doing now? Just showing the whole movie? Trailers give away too much, in my opinion. I hear that's really bad right now.
I'm not even close to being strong enough.
Poor Caspar. I say that, my dad is the one who's dead, but...
I mean, Gerald was so much stronger than me, but even he... That's enough. I can't dwell on the past. There's no way to know what my future holds, but I do know one thing. Whatever happens, I have to make my own way in this world. I have to keep pushing so I can grow even stronger.
Hell yeah, Caspar. I'm gonna hate killing you so much.
You gotta keep yourself active during tough times, Professor. Even if it seems impossible. That's how I got through it when I lost my parents.
Oh, that's true. He would know, wouldn't he?
If you need help with anything, just come and see me. Eating and training are my specialties.
Oh, I just want to give him a hug. He looks like he gives great hugs. He probably gives the, like, back-cracking hugs, though. You know? You could also, you know, not kill him. No, I have to. I have to. It's gonna hurt me. But I have to. Movies are like the only form of media that doesn't need to be remade. You can always watch it somehow. Games should be remade for new hardware, songs too, but not movies from this century. And yet. You know, it used to be fun to watch an animated movie be live action, and you notice they never go the other direction. With the exception of, like, Spider-Man, they very rarely go the opposite direction, where they turn a live action movie animated. Let's challenge them to do that, huh? It used to be fun to see, like, oh, what would this look like if it were real? But now, I feel like Disney ruined it. Is Bernie not in her room? Bernie's not in her room! Holy shit! Hold on. Oh, look! A bear! Oh, he's so cute! Violet looking at Caspar sadly. You're gonna die. The only good way to remake a movie would be with Muppets. They don't do that very much anymore, do they? A lot of them rely on what I call the thump 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 sound editing, where every scene in the trailer is associated with loud audio stings. No, I know what you mean. It's kind of like American sitcoms rely way too much on the laugh track. Well, where is she if she's not in her room? Did she go to the dining hall? Disney got cheap. Reusing old film to skimp on paying writers. Well, they're rewriting them is the thing. I think it's more that they're... I heard speculation that what it is that the people in charge of Disney used to be creatives and now they're all like business people, like marketing people. And so when you're talking about a business product, you want to make something that you know people like. And so if you had a product, let's say you came out with a really cool mop. You're a mop seller. You came out with a really cool mop with, like, I don't know, a spinning head. And you were like, oh my gosh, every housewife in America loves this thing. Let's make another one. Make sure it has the spinning head. Like, that's sound business practice. But the problem is they went, everybody loved Lion King. Bitches love Lion King. Let's just keep making Lion King. And it's like, at some point... Bitches are tired of Lion King, you know? I'll never be tired of the spinning mop. I am tired of Lion King. The trailer problem is probably that they need the most action-packed shots, and most of those are the climax of the film. I guess, but like this was like a 2.5-minute summary of the entire film. Like, it showed the opening where the dragons are attacking, and then it showed him making friends with Toothless, and, you know, the iconic, like, reaching his hand out while not looking scene, which, you know, they should have, obviously. If you're making a remake of How to Train Your Dragon, you need to have that there. But then it, like, walked through, you know, the whole where they're training how to fight dragons, and then he goes up on the ride, and the flight in the air where he falls off and the mechanic breaks for a second, and then he catches him again. And then it went all the way up to, like, they're going to find the nest of the dragons and they're fighting, and then Hiccup and Toothless fall into the fog. And, like, it like, ends with that. And it's like, that's the last scene of the movie, almost. Why are you showing that? Ridiculous.
I'm scared. I feel that I don't understand the world. How could something like that happen to Gerald? He was so strong.
It's probably pretty hard to grief counsel your students when it's your dad who's dead. Even though you're scared, push through.
You're inspiring, Professor. I'll do my best.
Disney is squandering the majesty of the Muppets. Do they have the rights now? I feel like I haven't really seen a lot of Muppet content in a long time. Like, nothing released. But I also don't keep up with the Muppets. You know, I started this stream being like, I really enjoy the, like, puppets of the 80s, but I'm meh about the Muppets. I like the other stuff, but I'm meh about the Muppets.
Professor.
Let's not even talk about the disaster that was the Snow White movie. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched any of the Disney remakes since, like, Beauty and the Beast, honestly. I don't think I've seen any of them. I'm not sure. I might have seen one or two, but I can't think of any.
Professor. It is a shame what happened to Gerald. I am sorry. There are no words. Leave some flowers on his grave for me.
Oh. Dude, you're such a good boy. Disney in general has done a lot of irreparable damage to movies and shows, and how the public in general consumes said media. Yeah, I have hope that we are all getting sick of the MCU model, and that we will stop doing it soon. Someone who likes fashion. That could be a lot of people. I'm not sure. Takes care of their long hair. These feel like Hilda things, but I'm not sure. Although a purple veil, I can't think of who would wear a purple veil. Can't keep up with chat. I hate that so much. Most live action movies are mostly CGI animated. Oh, what did Link say? Calling the new Lion King live action is dumb. I agree. It's CGI animated. There's just real people in there somewhere. With the Lion King, there's not even a real person. Yeah, what was the point? What was the point? I agree. Considering they're doing live action remakes of classic movies, it pretty much makes sense that of how they're making movies nowadays. I don't like it. Muppet Christmas Carol is the best movie ever, is it? I don't think Oh, I need to harvest first. I don't think I've seen very many Muppet movies, I'll be honest. I don't know, there's something about the Muppets that, like, is the opposite of dopamine in my brain. Which is weird, because like I said, I really like the practical effects and stuff. Like, the Dark Crystal is my shit, but I don't know, Muppets don't do it for me. Flowers of the Forest. You like flowers?
It is a shame what I am.
Is this yours?
Some flowers.
Lost items. Basket of berries. Oh, flavors of the forest. That's different. I'm not sure. Petra? It's so good. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind around Christmas time then. I watched the Mulan remake and that's about it. I heard mixed things about that one. I think live action remakes are unnecessary, but could be harmless and good tributes. The issue is that they keep changing stuff that made the original good. I was talking about this recently. I think the problem is that they pitch it as though it's just going to be the movie again. They're like, hey, you loved this thing, right? We're doing it again. But then what they give you is not that thing. They're like, actually, we reimagined it completely. It's an entirely new thing, actually.
Captain Gerald's gone. He's gone. And we'd only just reunited.
He's my dad, Leonie.
I'm sorry. I'm sure this is even harder on you. But I just can't. I can't believe.
No, I agree. I prefer the originals. The whole trend of the Disney live action has just been an effort to capitalize on cheap sense of nostalgia. I think that's exactly it. I hate it. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, and I groan every time that they're like, we're gonna make a new someone not good at magic. Alois? I feel like he was around here before. I always try to judge stuff by separating if it's a good movie or a good remake. Some movies are good movies, but awful remakes. I think that's valid, except for when they tell you that it's, you know, the same thing again. Like, the way that they did Teen Titans, you know? They told us they were relaunching Teen Titans, and Teen Titans was canceled in the like mid 2000s, I want to say, on a cliffhanger. It was painful cliffhanger. And then they're like, we're bringing Teen Titans back. We're getting all the original voice actors and everything. And everyone was like, holy shit, yeah. Teen Titans Go is not the original Teen Titans cartoon. And I say original, like, Teen Titans exists outside of that cartoon too. Like, it's got comics and stuff. Teen Titans Classic Show. Not a fan of Teen Titans Go. Yes. And so I think Teen Titans Go is solid as a funny superhero cartoon for kids. It is not at all solid as a revival of the Teen Titans that was contemporary with Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know? Completely different energy.
I'm so sorry. I never quite know what to say at times like these. Just don't push yourself too hard too soon. It's okay to allow yourself to be sad right now. Losing someone dear to you, well, each loss is unique, but it's a feeling I know very well. That said, Professor,
She didn't finish. What is with all of you people and not finishing your sentences? Thanks, Ingrid. I never watched Teen Titans, to be honest. It's good, it's solid, but it ends on a cliffhanger, which is very painful. Teen Titans Go got a lot better when the creators started treating it as a joke. Teen Titans Go has funny moments. Some of it's stupid, but I have caught a few episodes that are like funny. But like, imagine if they were like, we're remaking Atla. We're bringing back the original Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then what they handed you was basically SpongeBob. Very different. Not necessarily bad, but not what you were told you were getting. I don't think I'm gonna buy anything. Disney very much markets all their remakes as watch the movie again, but this time with real life people, and it's just not the same movie. Exactly. And I think that's the problem. It's a fun thing, my mom has a habit of not finishing her sentences too, which causes me to finish them for her. I do that to people, but that's an ADHD behavior. You people were talking too slowly. This is one of my, it feels sad to say this, but like, I'm pretty sure this is one of my favorite Gatekeeper lines.
Professor, thank you for all you have done for us. Nothing to report today.
Like, it's so impactful to hear it. I don't know why, like, hearing it from Gatekeeper of all people gets me. My boy, I know. Gatekeeper is a true bro. To me, it really is a detriment to TV in general when some of us turn to fanfics, not the sissy ones, to imagine the different makeovers, crossovers that could have been. Oh yeah, there's a whole category of that called Fix It Fix, where the writers ruined like the last season, say, and so the fans go, fuck it, I'm gonna write the last season instead. Someone who values chivalry. It was Pegasus, so that feels like Ingrid. Dude, the guy put so much oomph into that line. He did so well. Get that man a main character role right now. I know. What's that horse rider doing there? Sometimes they're just around. You mean the one standing next to Gatekeeper? They're just kind of there sometimes. Noseless puppet. It's incomplete. Wood carving. I think that is Gilbert. I think he's playable in Heroes and Is Gatekeeper playable in Hopes? I don't know that I knew that. I have some beef with Avatar as well, but before people get their pitchforks, I do like the show, but I feel like it's been put on such a high pedestal that criticism is seen as sacrilege. That's fair. I think there's plenty to criticize in Avatar, either Atla or Korra. I don't know how I feel about Korra, I'll be honest. I like Atla more, I think. Although that might be a personal beef because I once somebody once said an ex of mine once talking about the trajectory of our relationship once said Shikora Sami'd me. And I gotta be honest, that really stinged. That stung. It wasn't my intention. That was an accident. It was circumstantial and unrelated. But it does. I think about that every time I think about Korra. Picky about cooking utensils. Is that to do?
I trained with Gerald just the other day. Why? Why did he have to go and die?
Can you not say that to his daughter, please?
It's too awful. He didn't deserve it.
Do you think everyone who dies deserves it? That's not how it works, man. Oh, I got a quest.
Do you have time for a request?
The Adrestian Empire's Imperial Guard is looking for someone to train with. They're said to be cream of the crop, but I'm certain you can hold your own. Sure. Weird timing, but okay. If I remember correctly, he's in New Game Plus of Hopes? Gatekeeper? Is that what you're saying? Is Gatekeeper romanceable? That's the real question. That's very important. Trains relentlessly. Again, like that. These could be many people. I know many people like this. Felix? Let's see. Atla is a great show, but no show is perfect. Very true. Very true. Atla has some things that could be critiqued, I could see. Is that— oh, there's Bernie. I thought that was Dorothea for a minute, but it's Bernie. Hi, Bernie.
Professor, I brought some flowers for Gerald.
Aw, that's so sweet. You're out of your room. Thank you.
It's the least I can do. Sometimes I feel like all I do is run away. Anyway, I'll go lay them out.
Thanks, hun. As a Ruby fan, I know about people doing fix-it-fix, but a lot of them are done in bad faith critiques of the show and often involve misogyny and homophobia. That's fair. I don't know too much about later seasons of Ruby, so I'm not sure like what the fix-it-fix issues would be. They buried him here next to her, resting in the warm embrace of cherished memories. Aww. But yeah, I could see people doing that. I know nobody liked the last season of Ultron. It was a mess. It deserves some fix-it-fix, but some of the fix-it-fix are like too angry for my enjoyment. Holy shit, Gerald was only 20, joking. I think that was his wife. I think that was mom's dates. I think they didn't give a birth date for him. Yeah. Yeah. Mom was 20. We don't know anything about her. How was Gatekeeper the most heartfelt with his condolences? I feel like some of them were pretty heartfelt. I liked what Ingrid had to say. I've liked what some of them have had to say, but Gatekeeper was pretty intense, yeah. I would also like to comment about Gatekeeper. He's actually wearing a helmet, so why aren't the other characters when in battle, especially don't have helmets? They give the helmets to the NPCs so they don't have to draw faces. The NPCs get helmets so that way they can not have to be like, no, I know they all look like the same guy, but they're different, man, I promise. Which is silly because students don't have helmets, so I don't know what that's about, but... Yeah, that was your mom, Ace. Yeah.
I slipped quietly into the vault and rummaged about, looking for anything we might find useful. There is a group of people who want to kill us, after all. What? This is no time for asking permission. I learned long ago that one can ask permission or forgiveness. It is rarely useful to request the former.
You're playing a dangerous game, Linhart. Rhea kills people for this shit.
Still, it appears the knights have already taken everything useful. There were crest-related objects I thought might be worth studying, so... There you go again with that stern look. Of course I'll put them back when I'm done, assuming they bear no additional use.
Linhart, you are playing a dangerous game. I won't tell Rhea because I don't want to be in charge of executing you, but you should be more careful. Alright. We have been very chatty today, which means that we have not gotten all that far. However, I'm sure those of you who have noticed the time are aware. It is that time. We will have to finish that when we get back. But thank you for hanging out with me and enduring several rants. We had some interesting conversations today. No, yes, it is indeed that time. We have been live for 3 hours. No, yeah. It's honestly ridiculous. Armor is essential to survive in battle, especially with the student characters are knights. They're not knights yet, but yeah, no. No, it's for coolness. Rule of cool. He's so irresponsible. I love him. Great gaming, Feely. Thank you, thank you. That was fun. Thank you for joining. Fun while it lasted for today. I'm glad to have you, and the VOD is always here. It's no longer Feely for Thursday. We must now end upon the Field Friday. The Feely Friday. Depends on what time zone you're in. But for some of you, it is indeed Feely Friday. As always. I did find my salami, by the way, and the pizza looks amazing. Awesome! I had pizza earlier this week, but you're kind of tempting me. Although, I think my plan was cheesesteak tonight. That's pretty good. It is now a Feelyless Friday. Well, I hope you enjoy your Fridays at least. It's almost the weekend. We've almost made it. As always, I feel like I needed this. Even though, the subject matter today was sad, but we had some fascinating conversations. And again, I just want to be mushy and thank you guys so much for 5,000 Starlings. That's so many. I cannot imagine 5,000 people. I can't imagine 5,000 of anything, honestly. It's unfathomable. And you're all here and I love you all so much. Thank you for your support. I'm so excited. I have so many things. I'm cooking. I'm nervous, but I'm excited, and I hope you'll be excited to share in where we go in the future. Cordelia, here we come! But next week first. Yes, next week is Jean, I do believe. So that should be fun. I will tell you all to relax. By which I mean probably you'll tell Jean to relax, but you can put yourself in the place of Jean if you need to rest. And then after that we will be back with stream, continuing all of this, and then we will do our romance ASMR, which has been voted for. It is Cordelia. That'll be exciting. Members, there is a Star Rail poll. It went up today. It might have gotten lost behind the public post that I made. I'm thinking about maybe getting a little cake to celebrate 5,000 subscribers. If I do, I'll try to post a picture. Finally, tea time with Jean. I know! She's been brewing. I just realized that tomorrow is Friday the 13th! Oh, that's true! Get your holy relics at the ready! Stay safe, everybody! Good night, murder birds. Good night, Michael. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I think that's everything. You better vote Acheron or Ronmei. Ronmei's not on there. Acheron is. It's Acheron and then a bunch of Foxians. It's probably a lot of people you keep recommending, Chris. Good night, Cam. Good night, Daniel. Good night, Undead. Good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. think that's all. So remember to brush your teeth, drink your water, take your medicine, do your homework, take the chicken out of the fridge, do that thing that you were supposed to do, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye!